Alright, this is going to be part 2 of the video series on creating this house. The first thing you got to do now that you have your basic setup for your house done is you have to add your windows here to the front. Before you start working on your porch and doing anything up here, you want to make sure that you have your windows done so that the posts and things like that don't get in your way. It'll make it a little bit easier. And I'm also going to show you another easy way to do multiple windows on this. So you can see that you have basically, I'll zoom in a little, on this house, you have the 3 windows in the front. So you have this window and then these other 2. I'm going to show you a way, and then you can also add these other ones here on the side. An easy way to add those windows pretty quickly. So to do that, all you have to do really is get one window done. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my rectangle tool here. And go back to the picture here. It's pretty even with the top of the door. So I'm going to go about right here. Draw a box down to about right there. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, use my offset tool, and create my frame. Like so. Okay, so just like we did on the other window, we start off with the frame. Alright, so then this window is again another double hung window. Let's go ahead and zoom in here, and you can see that it's a double hung window. You have one bar going across, and then you have this fancy design on the top. I'm not too worried about the fancy design. You don't even need to necessarily put that in if you don't want to. But basically, you know, it would be nice to have the double hung part of the window. So let's go back here. Okay, it's going to go to my line. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line through the midpoint. And make sure I'm on there. Let's try that again. Draw that across like so. Okay, so then you also have another, you have an outside frame and then the inside frames of the window. So similar to what we did with the double hung window when we did the other thing, we're going to add, go to our offset again. And I'm going to draw a frame on the inside, and I want to copy that here like so. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and scroll in, go back to my push-pull, pull that out a little bit. I'm going to push this one in a little bit. And push this one in a little bit further, just like this. Okay, so you have that double hung effect. I'm going to get rid of this line there. And I'm also going to do a little bit decorative edge on the top. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go out here, draw this over just like we did with the door. And these are all details. Just make things look a little nicer when you're finished. So then I take the push-pull again, pull this part out. And I'll pull that part out as well. Okay, so that just dresses up that window, makes it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so now what I can do is I don't have to redo this windows over here. What I can do is I can take my select tool and draw a box around this window like so. Alright, so the next step, what I would do is I'm going to go ahead and try to do these steps. So let's go back to the thing, our SketchUp. You can see that the steps don't start right on the edge of the porch. It's a little bit in because you have that pillar and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a line down approximately right there. And then I'll go over here to this other side like so. Like so. Okay, so then for steps, if you want to make them even, you can make them even. In this case, we'll make them 8 inches per step. Just draw your guidelines down. Alright, so then you can just draw lines going across here and pull out your steps. The amount of detail you put into it is up to you. But, I mean, you want to have some of the basic stuff that they have here. Okay, so there's your steps. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these pillars on. So to do the pillars, you have your 4 pillars, and they're pretty big on the bottom, and then they kind of taper up on top. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and use my rectangle tool, and I'm going to make a square over here. And let's make this square, I think 1.5 by 1.5. So 1.5 comma, or apostrophe comma, 1.5 apostrophe comma. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing over here, which might actually snap to that. And if it doesn't, just go ahead and type it in. Nope, I did 1.5 inches. There we go. Alright, so then I need to find the center point. This other one is kind of in the middle. So I'm going to draw a line going all the way across this way. Should find the midpoint. There's the midpoint. And I'm going to go over nine inches. And that should give me the center point. And 1.5 feet. Get some eraser tools going. Alright, so now what you can do, I can get rid of this. We can go ahead and use our push-pull. We're going to pull this up to about there. See, that's about where that's going to go. And we want those all to be the same. Okay, so then on one of them, I'm going to use my offset tool. Let's go out. Get a little bit of an overhang there. I'm going to go pull this up. Alright. And then what I need to do is I'm going to take my offset tool again. Come here in the middle. And that's going to be my center part on top. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull this all the way up to the top, like so. And actually, this only goes up to about right there. So what I'm going to end up doing is I want to let's get rid of this line. I'm going to take my offset tool, I think, come in here to this edge. And then I'm going to pull this part down. Like so. And actually, want that part in. Don't need that. Get rid of that. All of this is experimenting. Okay, so Now I have that done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil tool and I'm going to draw lines from this corner up to this corner and do this all the way around. And that gives you that kind of pyramid look. So you need to do that on all of these. Alright, so what I need to also do is I need to make sure that I know how far out this was. So I'm going to draw this blue line down just to mark where I need to go in with my offset. So I can go like so. Then I'm going to take my, I can get rid of that line. And then pull that up. Do the same thing over here. I want that to be the same height. Okay, draw that line down again just to see how far it went out. Offset it. Then pull that up. Get rid of that other line, I forgot about that. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Okay, then I could connect those lines and make that pillar look.
Sometimes it's about maneuvering it into the right spot so you can see what you're doing.
Alright, so for the next step, what I want to show you is how to do these little arcs over top of the doorways, or each of the openings here. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and go in here, and basically what I'm going to use is there's something they have, it's called the 2-point arc. We use that on the shapes, if you did the shapes. So we're going to go ahead and choose that one. That's me. I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I don't know what that's doing. Let's try that again. Click from there to there, and I'm going to go up to about right there. And do the same thing over here. I want that to be the same, like so. And we could also do that over here on the sides too. We want it to be on the face. There we go. And one more on this side. Now remember, we have to stretch this part out here. And pull it in. There we go. Don't like those little things like that happen, but sometimes you gotta deal with them. There we go. Okay, so then we're also going to need to put that arc here. Like so. Okay, so now I'm going to use my push-pull tool. I'm going to push this piece into right there. Push. Ooh, why isn't that connecting? Something's not right there, so we're going to try this arc again. You see that that edge is not the same. That's why that's not working. So let's see if I can try this again. Why is that one okay, but this side is not? That's weird. Alright, let's try this arc again. Let's make sure we're on that right spot right there. These are the things that you might have to look for. If you don't do them exactly the way they should be, things can get off a little bit. So let's try it now. That should work. There we go. And I'm going to push this into there, push that one into there, and push this one into there. Okay, so then we can push this piece, should be able to, or we can at least, maybe we can erase them. So let's take the eraser tool, we're going to get rid of that, like so. And try to put this piece back in and see if I can pull it down. There we go. And now let's pull this piece down. Actually, I'm probably going to just leave it where it's at. If you want these things to be completely surrounded, you would have to draw a box in there, but it's not that necessary. You're not going to see that part. I'll just do it really quick to show you what I mean. And of course it's not working, so like I said, I'm not that concerned about it. Should be able to go right to that. There we go. Yeah, we should be okay. Not sure what that is. Okay, so that's basically it. The only other thing I can do, just like we did on the side, I'm going to use my offset tool. Come out like so. And for this one, I'm going to push this piece in like so. And then I can start decorating. You have with the paint bucket different things that you can add to it. Okay, here we go. So let's see what we have. We have glass and windows, right? Obviously we can do that for your windows. You put your glass in, make that look like glass, and all your windows. And I'm worried only about the parts that I can see. So if there's other windows on that side of the house. You can put them in there, but it's not necessary. Let's see what other things we can do. You can put in bricks and cladding. Okay, so if I added some, I think like this picture, you have some kind of stonework over here, so I'm going to see what kind of stonework I can add. So let's see what we have. This looks pretty close to what we had, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I'm going to put it on the stairs. You can do that as well. Just spice it up a little bit. You can also get rid of these lines now. Remember, if you make a mistake, just go back and hit undo. Alright, so you can also use something called bricks and cladding. Here's cladding. Put that on the side of the house if you want to do that. Kind of dresses the house up a little bit. It's not the same brick. Where's that brick? There we go. Alright, so then that's basically it. You can also add some color to it if you want. Let's go to colors. So we can go down here, say I want to add, I don't know, what color this was on here. No, it's white on there. You can leave it white if you want. Dress it up, make sure all the colors are the same or whatever, and then there you go. That's all I'm expecting. I don't really want you to do much more than that. Obviously, if you know yours isn't look exactly like this one, that's fine. Just give me an attempt. We'll see what it comes up with. Oh, you can also add, I forgot, roofing. We want to do some roofing. There we go. That really spices the rest of it up. Makes it look a little bit more like a house. So there you go. And then when you're ready to submit it, I want to be able to see it compared to the original one that you did. Okay? Thanks.